We're gonna do all this and this thing's not gonna work. Watch. So we're pulling the tilt rams off of Guido, the forklift, a 2010 Toyota forklift, and we are rebuilding the rams because the tilt function is non-functioning. I think I found part of our problem.
What's the problem?
There's a broken walrus.
Uh-huh.
Or seal, or whatever they call it.
Oh.
See? I don't know if that's supposed to be broken like that. I'm going to assume not. And I'm going to assume that this is still really hot. That's not terrible. It's bearable. It's not terrible, it's bearable. Missed the bucket. What's funny is I was tilting this and I thought the fluid was coming out of this for some stupid reason. Well, there you have the internals of a hydraulicals ramsicles. Oh God! Oh, you can. That's hot. Hot fruit. Mess. You know, if I would have thought of this through a little bit better. But
I think you were more worried about just getting it open.
I really was. I was getting frustrated and irritated and bothered. All three things all at one time. But I kind of figured there'd be a mess. Like there's one outside too.
Sorry.
I need some of those like
Oh, like the shoes.
the little shoes that they wear for like mopping floors. All right. Well, we got one of them apart. Now we know how to get the other one apart.
If it's that hard.
It's going to be.
Mm.
I think they've been painted on a few times. You know, the backyard rebuilds. Just rebuild. All right. Well, in case you haven't figured it out yet, Manaya's here. And she's helping with the rebuild. Actually, she just showed up, not knowing that she was helping with the rebuild of this. So we're pulling the tilt rams off of Guido, the forklift, a 2010 Toyota forklift, and we are rebuilding the rams because the tilt function is non-functioning. And I believe, based on my limited diagnostics and copious amounts of guessing, that the internals on this ram are no bueno, and bypassing is my guess. So we're gonna let this cool down a little bit because it is still on fire. Holy crap, that's what happens when you put heat to things, I guess. And we're gonna check this all out. Now, that was something in the reg. But we should be able to pull this cotter pin out, this bolt off, this nut off, this collar will come off, we'll rebuild that. We got a rebuild kit, which actually seems to be the right one. I'll be a son of a gun. And we'll rebuild this. We'll put all new seals on it, put it back together, grab the other side apart, inspect the insides of this one. Yep, looks like a tube. Hello. Just a big cave. There's hydraulical fluid everywhere. Let's go look at the other side. Cotter pin was up here in the top. Castle nut. Used an impact to get that off because it's on there. It's on there Guten tight. It's still hot. So that comes off. This guy was actually down here, but I'd already lifted it off a little bit. Everything is still on fire, by the way. But that guy comes off. Whatever you call that, little piston doodobby. That guy comes off. And then this whole assembly will come out. And you're just left with your ram. So, oh, that's hot too. So everything comes apart. Just remember the orders it goes in. Clean everything really good. And there's an O-ring right there, which will come in the kit. The only one that I don't know if comes in the kit is the main O-ring. But we're gonna find out. So there's the cotter key that was in there. Just a big guy. It was a little bit of a bear to get out, but that's okay. Everything's gonna be a little bit of a pain, especially when it sits for long periods of time and hasn't been touched in quite a while. So essentially the goal here now, that's hot, is, ouch, yep, that's hot too, is to just pull seals off, put seals back on, figure out where they all go. So I think this one here, most likely, I mean, it looks kind of like an axle seal, so you can tell that's where it's gonna slip in and out. That's hot, so that's probably right there. This is the only one I don't know if we have, is that main seal right there, but we're gonna find out. Dang it. So I'm hoping we didn't get that too terribly destroyed, but we probably did. I don't know, it comes with all these different seals. So we're just gonna pull it apart, figure out what goes where, how to get things on here, and go from there. These are all a split ring, so these are kind of nice. They'll just stack in there. It'd be kind of similar to like any kind of engine or piston, you know, that you're doing on an engine. You just want to offset your stacked rings, so you don't want your two seams lined up. When you put it back together, we'll show you that. But pretty basic. Looks like it can go on either way. Yeah, pretty simplistic overall. There's a thick seal and a thin seal and all sorts of seals. It didn't want to move. That collar did. Man, I had a freaking cheater bar on it. I had everything going. Heat worked. If all else fails, heat it up. So I think I'm gonna go cool some of these parts off so I can put this all back together and I'm not sitting here all day. We'll put everything back together. We'll lube it up, slip it back in, grab the other side, pull it apart, put it all back together, and then just hope and pray that I was right. Either way, we'll have a rebuilt Ram. So can't be bad, right? Can't be terrible. But yeah, that's how you pull that apart. We'll show you going back together and go from there. So for those of you that are looking at this and do hydraulics and stuff for a living and laughing at me, it's okay, because you know what? Here's the reality. I've never done this before. I've always taken my hydraulics in. When I have my dump trucks and everything, I'd take the hydraulics in and have somebody else do it. And then I got to thinking, man, it really can't be that difficult. You know, you look at it, it's just a stack of seals and some components. And if you can remember how the components went together, which we'll see, and figure out where the seals go, then we should be okay, right? In theory. So if you're like me and have never done this before, welcome. Thanks for never doing it with me before. So that's all we're doing, man, is just trying to figure out how all this goes, you know, and then we'll find out if we did it right or not. So I'm just gonna pull this guy apart. We're gonna take each of these off. They don't seem to have any sort of direction. Oh, maybe they do. I lied. Okay, so these have a little lip on the inside of them that'll sit down in that crevasse there. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. Like I said, we're gonna learn how to do this because I've never actually pulled one of these apart before. So it's kind of fun. You know, it's kind of like anything else, man. It's nuts, it's bolts, it's just stuff. You know, I think the biggest problem we have when we work on stuff, and I know that this was a problem that I had for a long time, was that I overthink everything. Now, at this point, I know some of you are saying, he talks too much. I see your feedback. And you're right. But the goal here is more than just a how-to. It's an encouragement, right? It's telling you that you can do this stuff on your own. Save yourself a couple bucks, man. You know, figure it out. At the worst case, man, this kit that you bought goes to waste, and then you take it to somebody and you lost a couple bucks, but at least you tried. What's the point in doing nothing when you can do something, you know? Try. Things go back together the way they came apart. So if you see here, I just put the center seal on. I looked at it carefully. It doesn't seem to have a direction. There's two of these matching pieces here that are just these little sleeves, and they have a lip on the inside. That lip straddles down next to that seal. And then stagger them. See, there's a split and there's a split. We're gonna stagger that split. That way they're not lined up and less chance of bypassing. And that's rebuilt. Look at that, we're already 3 seals in. Huh, we're making headway, guys. We're gonna see how this guy comes out. Let's see if we can't throw stuff across the room or stab somebody in the eye. You know, all the fun stuff that comes with this. See if we can't, or at least we're not burning our hands this time. That's always good. So when I take something out, it's always nice, especially with a pick, because then it just kind of dances on the pick and it doesn't have a chance of flipping around in a different direction. So you can look at it and see what direction it was actually sitting in there to see if it is directional. And I don't know if you can see or not, but this side is completely flat. And that side has the notch in it, or the ridge in it. So we're gonna look at our seals, which one seems to match that, right? And see if we have the right one to fit in there. And it looks like that blue seal might actually be it, because this one has the flat on this side and the ridge on this side. This one has the ridge and the flat went in, which would make sense because this side is the inside of the ram, so we'd want fluid hitting there and stop it, you know, just makes sense. So what we're gonna do is match them up, and I like the way that looks, so we'll clean this up. I'm gonna set my seal the way it came out so I don't forget. And then I think that other one goes right here, because that one's got ridges on both sides, and I seem to see a ridge right there. So again, just take them apart, inspect the pieces that come out, see what they look like, find the one that matches it, put it back in, you know, square peg, round hole, that type of stuff. Well, that one's gonna be no good for sure, because we just stabbed it. Yep. So that one has got a ridge sticking up right there. This one that came out has a ridge sticking up right there. So that one clearly goes into there. Simple, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and replace that one first, since we're on this side, and we already laid that one out the way it's gonna go. Just clean your surface really good. Get all the water out of there, since we use water to cool this thing down because it was on fire. And then make sure it's not the old seal you're putting back in. You know, just little things here and there. And this one kind of sits down in a little bit of a channel down there, so it's going to distort it a little bit. It's just a rubber piece. It'll pop in there. It'll sit in that channel and it'll be happy, just like that. And the other side, same thing. Clean it. It's always the biggest thing, guys. Make sure you clean your stuff, man. I see some of you backyard mechanics, and I'm one of them with you, but you don't clean your stuff. You just take it apart and throw it back together, and man, you can't do that. You can. You're just gonna be replacing stuff again. Take that extra time, clean your surfaces, get everything right. It's so weird that this one has a ridge. Inspect everything, make sure it all looks happy, and then jam your pieces down in there. Well, I mean, just go. That's really all I do. Snapped in. I don't know if you heard it or not, but snapped in. Make sure it's completely sealed and everything looks happy. Simple as that, right? Cool. Now we have, so that guy's done, that guy's done. We'll put him over here. This guy is almost done. This guy broke off. It was right there. No, it was right here. So you saw when we were taking it apart. So we'll get this gasket off, or O-ring, whatever you want to call it. Same difference. Don't yell at me. Gaskets are, O-rings or gaskets, okay? But yes, I know there is a technical word of an O-ring for it. And then these two guys go back on there. The white ring goes on the top. And hopefully it stretches a little bit because I don't want to break it. It's like a Teflon ring. And you gotta be careful not to roll them or break them. There we go. And then this guy will go on. Some guys like to lubricate these before they put them on. I don't. I'll lubricate it before we put it all back together. So that eliminates those two pieces. Look at this, we're piling up. How do you like that? How about them apples? I think we got one over there. And then I don't know where these guys go. I got all these extra pieces that seem to not have a home, which is not abnormal. Sometimes these kits are for multiple. But I don't see any more seals there. I don't see any more seals or gaskets there. I don't see any more seals or gaskets there. And all we have is this one right here. So, I don't know. I don't know what those other ones are for, guys. Again, I don't do this for a living. I do this just for you and for me to fix my stuff. And this thing is still hot, by the way. We didn't cool this off in the water, did we? Whew. This metal likes to hold a grudge. I can't see diddly, man. I think I need some water, bro. I'm dehydrated. All right, again, pull that gasket off, seal, and we'll just match it up, same size, same thing, and we'll just walk it down on there. Walk it out, walk it out. And rotate it a few times, make sure it's happy, make sure it's not broken. Another one bites the dust. All right. So again, like, I don't know what these other two are for. I know there's this large one here, which may or may not go in there. I'm almost afraid to pull that apart, but I think it goes on that side right there. That just seems like it's a little bit of a thicker gasket than what this O-ring is going to supply. Maybe not. Maybe that one just got really hot. We're going to take the chance, because that one is definitely roasted. So that one's like a marshmallow. We got that one hot, guys. We definitely got that one hot. Oof-da! We got it hot. Okay. Again, slide everything over. Now there's two schools of thought on this too when you're putting this stuff together. Some guys say don't roll them. I don't know, man. I don't know that it makes a big difference. So if you want to, you take your pick and you just walk it around, stretch it just a little bit, walk it around so that way you know it's not rolled. And that should seal. I don't know what these three are for. 5, 6, 7, 12, or 4. I really don't, because it looks like we have everything. I mean, we've resealed this, we've resealed nothing, doesn't get sealed on that. I don't know, I'm have to go grab the other one and restack it, or pull that other one apart to see if there's stuff missing, because my concern is this seems to fit in here really well. That does not. So I don't know if this is supposed to go somewhere. You know, is it supposed to go here? Is it supposed to go there? It's supposed to be on one side of this? I don't know. I don't see a place for that to go. Do you go in there? No. No? I mean, I don't know how it could. Well, that'd be a bear to get that down in there, wouldn't it? Nope. Just a big empty tube of happiness. Can you see in there? Happy tube. But we definitely got to clean that out. Holy crap, it's solies. There is stuff in there somehow. Like wood chips and stuff. I don't know how that got in there. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this rag and a pry bar, and really I'm just kind of cramming it down in there and just wiping stuff off, man. using the rag and the pry bar to wipe, making sure I'm not using the, making sure I'm not scratching the inside of this cylinder. You don't want to do that. So you be careful when you're doing that. Make sure you got plenty of rag between the inside of the cylinder wall and your metal scraper device. If you want to be smart about it, you use something softer like a chunk of wood or something. But just try and get it clean in there. Oh, she's pretty. Are you happy now? Are you gonna start working? We'll see. All right, I need some lubricant. So I just got some 530 motor oil. It almost doesn't matter. I know there's guys out there again. Oh, you gotta do this and you've gotta use that. Nah, I don't care. The way I look at it, as long as the seal gets lubricated, it doesn't matter. Because really it's about it going on. What matters is once it's done. Once it's all the way on there, that's what matters. So I'm just gonna take and put a little bit of oil on these gaskets, O-rings, whatever you want to call them, just so they slide a little bit nicer. And then we're just gonna restack this. We know this is the back of the ram, so it's gotta go in here. Just careful now, careful. Shh. Be good, careful. Like that, right? And then we know this guy went on. Nope. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. This thing's already like trying to rust on me, even with that little bit of water. Okay, so this guy goes here. You can see there's an O-ring right there that we have. This guy's just gonna sit right on the end there, and it's gonna pop over that O-ring. Like that. And again, make sure your split washers or whatever they're called, Teflon spacer thingamajiggers, are opposite from each other. Castle nut. Gotta make sure you torque this down properly now. Like, I don't know, 3 or 4 Ugga-Duggas. Perfect. Oh, almost perfect. Just a handful of Ugga-Duggas, line up the cotter pin, keyway. That looks like that might work. I don't know. We'll see if this guy will go back in or not. Seems like there'd be a better solution. I hate C-clips, but this is the one scenario where I'd actually rather have a C-clip than a cotter pin. And I think we're almost there. Dude, I am like blind as a bat today. Gotta be like, it's gotta be dead nuts on for that to freaking go in there, doesn't it? You hydraulic guys would know. Aren't you guys hydraulic guys? Do any of you guys even care? I don't know. I do. I care about each and every one of you. Sound like Barney the dinosaur. Let's see if we can get that to go through. Whew. It's almost going through. I think to make a tool, it's actually called a hammer. Don't hit it too hard now, because then you start bending things and stuff. And yes, I know, you shouldn't reuse a cotter pin. Too bad. So sad. I am. And we'll make this extremely difficult on me for the next time I have to take it apart. One thing I want to do is make sure that these things are not rubbing on anything internal in that cylinder. So we definitely want to make sure they're bent out of the way. I'm not worried about the castle nut and all that coming apart. I'm really not. I just don't want it rubbing on anything, you know? I think we finally cooled down enough. I just really feel like that Teflon should be in here somewhere. This bothers me for some reason. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if I messed this completely up, would you please? And then just carefully go back in. Yes, I put oil on that. Settle down. And just carefully walk it back in. Carefully now. Don't hit our Zerk fitting. Be very careful. Don't ever use a hammer on this stuff, okay? You don't have to put it all the way in, just enough to thread this guy. You know, the one that was a pain in the arse earlier. And then we're gonna take a little bit of this oil, just a dash. And I'm gonna put it on that O-ring right there. Sound like Martha Stewart. That was that other dude that kind of like got famous for that, and they turned out like he was like a terrible chef. But he got famous for this whole like show thing that he was doing with the salt. I don't know. I don't follow any of that celebrity crap. This is really bothering me, man. I need to like throw those in the trash or something because they've got to go to something. I just couldn't tell you what. What is nice is that this isn't on fire. And what's also nice is I've got, you know, my acetylene tanks and everything right in the way. You know, so what happens when you have a small shop. We need a bigger shop. I've been looking, guys. I thought I found one. The wife actually said, go buy it. Just go buy it. I'm like, you want to move to that house? She says, no, go buy that one. And just, I feel like she was trying to get rid of me. That might have been it. She might have been like, maybe he'll like buy that other house. We'll keep this one. And then he'll rent it out and go up there and work on all of his crap and get all of his crap out of here and then maybe never come back. I don't know. That may or may not be true. Don't worry about it. She loves me. All right. Now that my back is properly blown out, I believe we have ourselves one genuine rebuilt hydraulical ram. And if I could just get this out without dropping it, we'd be good. So I'll clean it up, put it all back on the forklift. We're gonna rebuild the other side, which we already walked you through this side, and we kind of know how to get that one apart. And then we'll cross our fingers that it all works. How about that? If yours looks like crap and you want to, now's the time to paint it. Actually, probably should have painted it before you put it back together. Would have been a good idea. But make sure everything's just clean, man. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Look for imperfections, problems, notches, scratches, things that can cause a seal to leak. Clean everything up, guys. Put it away nice. And she's ready to go back on. Where did these go? My Mexican speed wrench. There it is. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but I just did. If you don't like it, you can yell at me in the comments. Everybody else already is. Actually, everybody's been great. I love the comments. Good, bad, indifferent. I really enjoy them. And yes, you're right. I talk too much. Don't care. If you don't like it, fast forward. Get the information you need and go away. But not before subscribing. Because maybe you don't like how much I talk, but hopefully what I say helps. I don't know. I'm gonna put the other ram on before I put all the accoutrement back. Honestly, who designed this crap? Toyota. I guess I could remove that panel too and make my life a little bit easier, but that one's in case you couldn't tell. Enough noise. This one's actually fairly close, man. Fairly close. There we go. Okay. Sure. Why not? We're gonna do all this and this thing's not gonna work. Watch. I'm okay with that. It's actually a fate I'm all right with, and this is hot. It's been sitting out here in this sweet Arizona sun. Holy good nastiness. Yep. Okay. Typically quite simple. You know? they thread on real easy. I think they call these, I don't know what they call these fittings, J fittings or something. I don't know. It's hot out here. I'm sick of this heat, man. Can we just cool down already? Or can some of these like nicer states not have such crappy laws and rules that just seem to ruin the world? I don't know. All right, we got hydraulic lines hooked up, right? Oh, you gotta turn on the gas. I find these carburetors like to actually have propane go into them for these things to run. Would you look at that? Uh-oh. That's a problem. Okay, we gotta find out why that's not working now. But now we're tilted all the way back. Well, dang it. All right, I'm going inside and then we'll talk to you because it's hot. Oh, jeez. It's hot. Where is that? Right there. There's the vent. Problem is we've had monsoons the last couple of days, so it makes it hot and sticky. I know it's not Georgia. It's not any of you guys that are in the 90% humidity, like chewing your air places. But when it's 100,000 degrees out, it doesn't matter. It just melts the brain. So, summary. We got the Rams rebuilt. You guys saw that. And I think it was pretty cool. It was a fun experience. I've never done that before. So that's, I mean, I think I've said that 14 times now. But it's good to get it done. And pulling those apart, clearly there was some issues. Nothing major, but there was a couple of rings that were having some issues in there. A couple of the O-rings. And you could tell that probably wasn't the problem. But having everything new and rebuilt eliminates something. And like I said, I'm not a hydraulic or a forklift guy, so we're just kind of figuring it out as we go. So I'll do a little bit of researchals and find out why now. I mean, before, now here's a good thing, right? We didn't have forward or reverse tilt. Now we have reverse tilt and no forward. So I got to figure out what may be causing that problem. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it's just going to take a little bit of research and discovery. Pretty easy, right? I mean, ask some people, maybe make a phone call, see what we need to change, what we need to replace, what we need to rebuild. So other than that, I am extremely happy in the way that that went. You know, we had to get some fun on it, some fire. That's always fun when you get to play with fire and get things hot and burn your fingers and smash them. So that way when they're burnt and smashed, they deform and create man hands. Okay, enough of that. We're gonna clean up around here and we're gonna move Guido out of the way. We've got another project to bring in. Got a vehicle we've got to fix for somebody else that we're going to give to him. And so we gotta get that guy done. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something, you know, and gained a thing or two for the brain waves. I don't know, but please like the video, subscribe, do all the things. We're happy you're just watching. But the subscribe, that helps a lot. And the shares even help more. Go tell all your buddies, hey, this guy talks a lot, but he's dumb, so watch him. I feel like the beaver on, what's it called? Buc-ee's, Bussies. We were just there. I don't know, but okay, I'm out. I'm brain fried. I gotta drink an energy drink. What do we have, Drew? Do we have a sponsor today? That should be? Possibly? Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. These are good. What's in the fridge today? Bucked Up. Blood Raz. Not a sponsor, but it kind of looks like me. Anyways, catch you guys later. Ooh, that's hot.
Put your other glove on.
Oofda. Smells like steak.